Let's get into this floating shelf. You'll need 96 Dollar Tree tumbling blocks, wood stain, black acrylic paint, wood glue, a drill and a drill bit, 2 wooden pegs, sanding paper or a sanding pad, 2 drywall screws, optional but recommended, clamps, and painter's tape. We'll start by gluing together the shelf support. We have the back piece that will attach to the wall with 6 blocks. Then we have the 2 sides that will hold up the shelf with 4 blocks each. We'll glue them together like this. Be sure to wipe away any excess glue with a brush or a wet rag. We'll let this dry and put them on the side. Next, we'll glue together the top shelf. There are 6 rows with 4 blocks in each. We'll glue them together just like this. Now, we'll glue on the front and also the sides of the shelf. You'll want to flip over your shelf so that the top is face down. Next, you'll glue together 8 blocks for the front and 4 blocks per side. Now we'll glue the bottom of the shelf. There are 6 rows with 4 blocks in each, plus 2 blocks per side. Next, we'll glue the bottom shelf to the top shelf. Once it's glued together, it should look something like this. Now we'll drill in the holes for our pegs to fit into our shelf support. You want to make sure that your pegs and your drill bit are the same size. And a shout out to my dad for texting me that I need to start using my clamps. We'll clamp down the pieces, and I'm just marking out the center so that the pegs go in evenly to all 3 pieces. I find it helpful to add painter's tape to the drill bit so that you don't drill too deep. Now we'll add glue into all of the holes and then add the pegs into them. Next, we'll lightly sand down the whole piece. Now we'll move on to staining it. I did 1 coat of stain, but it depends on how light or dark you want your piece to come out. Next, we'll paint the design pieces that will go on the front. There are 14 pieces, 12 on the front and 2 on the side. You'll want to leave the back of the piece without paint so that the glue will adhere to the stained piece easily. Now we'll glue those pieces on to the front of the shelf. Wipe away the excess glue as you work. To keep the spacing even, I used an extra block in between each piece that I glued, and I removed it as I worked. Now you'll glue one block on each side. Optional, you can add some painter's tape and just dab a little bit of black to cover up that natural part still showing. Lastly, you'll add your piece to the wall with your 2 screws. To add it on, you just slide it on. And there you have it, your floating shelf made completely from Dollar Tree Tumbler blocks. Now how cool is that? I hope you'll like this and definitely give it a try.
Team Gravey, making things easy.